and the same as you were last year. And then I led stretches for some reason. I don't know who, because I'm a senior, so it's exciting. It wasn't just me though. I can't take all the credit. Yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh,
and with that, welcome to episode 2 of the senior support group. I started recording when you guys were talking. So today me and Zara are here with Salma and Paige, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Paige, you can go first if you want.
Me go first? Okay. Hi guys, my name is Paige. I'm a senior. I feel like that was implied. Is that a good introduction?
That was great.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Salma.
Hi, I'm Salma. I'm also a senior. I feel like that's also given, but hey guys.
Tell us a little bit, like, what do you do? Paige, you're a part of SGA.
Oh yeah, this is awkward. Sorry.
Rivalry.
Splaining and SGA are always on good terms, never bad terms. Yeah, I'm on SGA. Don't really do much else. I play soccer and lacrosse.
What do you like?
What's
something you like to do or like to watch or like to see?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, to watch, I really like That 70s Show and Family Guy, but of course Netflix took both of those off of Netflix, so that's really brutal. I haven't been able to watch them in a while. To be honest, I really hate to admit this. I haven't been watching as much TV because I've really been addicted to TikTok, and I feel like I sound really basic for saying that, but it's like a trap. It's a literal trap. Like, it's bad. I had to put time limits back on my phone, you guys.
I have a time limit for TikTok, and every time it comes up, my password's 1111. I just do that every time.
All right, Zara, you just exposed your phone password on.
Oh, shoot.
My TikTok limit password.
I'm just kidding. Like, it's not like anybody's gonna break into your house and be like, I need to unlock your phone now.
I mean, you never know. We have a lot of listeners and viewers, so anyone can go.
Right.
Yeah, Salma, you're a little TikTok famous, right?
Oh my god, for sure.
You are
400 followers. Love all of them.
pretty much a celebrity.
I know.
You should be famous.
Right? Thank you.
Get Salma famous.
I literally love my content. I think it's fantastic.
It's always on my For You page. Eli, do you TikTok?
I don't TikTok, but I do have a TikTok and I made TikToks.
Like every other boy?
Classic. No, I've made some, but it's not like I constantly TikTok, you know?
You should post them. We'd all enjoy them, seriously.
I'm pretty sure I'm public.
Eli, I feel like you've made one or two that I've seen.
I've made, whoa, what the hell? I've made actually a decent amount. But it's mostly just I'll see something, somebody doing something really dumb, and then I'll just stitch it and be like, what the hell is this?
Well, I think the best part about TikTok is the comment section. I don't even watch TikTok. I pause them and I just read the comments, or the sound will just be going on a loop. Paige knows when I'm with her, it'll be the same sound for 5 minutes, and I'm just like this, and it's so.
One time, I think you read them out for maybe 10 minutes, but it was super entertaining because it was small little pieces of advice that are just cute that people have always lived by. It was actually sometimes it's kind of helpful to hear those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I read the mean ones.
Yes, as toxic as the app is, sometimes there's, Oof. What do you guys think about that stuff? About cancel culture and all that? Not to get deep or anything, but
to remain surface level.
Yeah. Fair.
People should have room to grow if they make a mistake.
Yes, exactly.
It doesn't make sense to me. It's
I feel like it's a little bit silly because, we're all human, not to sound deep or cheesy or anything, but, nobody's perfect. And obviously, especially now, I feel like things are really different. And I feel like it's just because everybody has been so isolated for so long that we forget, at some point, we're actually going to have to see people in person, you know what I'm saying? And I have to remember that we have to be somewhat nice to people. So hopefully I feel like the stuff will get better as we start to go back to normal. I think that's what's going to happen. I predict it. So we'll see.
Seeing people that was really a beautiful sentiment, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
You just made me think of this when you said we're going to have to see people again. I ran into someone who I just never see outside of school the other day. And it was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you outside of my newspaper Zooms and what's up? And it was so funny.
I think it's ironic that the people doing the canceling are so mean. They're so rude, and it's you're on the same level. So I don't know.
I saw something on TikTok actually this morning that again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but there was a woman who was please don't take this the wrong way. I don't want to sound mean, but y'all can't rely on other people to compensate for what triggers you. Like that comes from yourself. It's like you can't have everybody accommodate to you. It's like, damn,
That's true.
It's
I'm
true.
stamped. How many minutes has it been? I don't know, but I gotta cut that out.
No, I
I
agree.
said-
Do y'all know who like Sienna May is? Is that her name? Or yeah. Wait, what's her last name again?
Gomez.
That's what
No,
I
I know
thought.
that.
But I feel like doesn't she have 2 accounts or something?
What?
Well, anyways, I was she came up on my For You page. It was her like reacting to this video of a guy who I hadn't heard of, but I guess he's like a little creator. He had like a few thousand followers or whatever. So a little bit of fame.
Sounds like something.
Yeah, but he was like, he said something to the effect of how he's like, it's funny that you guys act like these creators and stuff, because I guess that's what they call themselves. Like, I don't know, TikTokers. It's crazy that that's like a term now. But like,
right?
he was like, it's funny how you guys act like you're such fans, but then like every 2 minutes you're like completely tearing us down in this comments. And he's like, you guys don't realize how much like those things affect us. Like, you're really ruining all of our mental health, which it's actually, I guess, not that I hadn't thought about that before, because I feel like regardless of like if you have followers or not, like, you know, I feel like especially our generation growing up on social media too, like I think it really has taken a toll on certain people and just like I guess kind of our generation as a whole, because I feel like we do, I'm not trying to make assumptions or anything, but I feel like, you know, a lot of people do rely like, you know, on social media to kind of like as like a scapegoat, and because sometimes it's nice.
So
Mhm.
like the I kind of forgot what I was gonna say, but
And you just-
oh no,
Yes, I agree.
I hate that.
Wait, how deep can I get on this right now?
I mean, like,
I'm editing. Go for it.
Okay.
Salma, come on, we want to hear.
It's like on the same topic of like what Paige just said. Same girl. Like she made like merch like a week ago, and it was like did you eat yet, right? And everyone was like going off on her because yes, as you should. Good job, Paige. But everyone was going off, and they were all being so mean, and they're like, it's tone deaf. You're like profiting off of eating disorders, whatever. The thing is, like, they were all like bullying her, and like I get that it was like really badly presented, but she's never had a bad intention, like
Yeah.
ever.
also,
So there's no reason to be rude. You know what I mean? And that's coming from someone who's like struggled with things like that.
Yeah, literally, like,
like
and
calm down.
I would say the biggest place, and this is kind of what I was thinking of before I forgot it, is like the biggest place where there's like a gap between the creators and the viewers or whatever is the fact that on social media our attention is as much of a currency or an asset or a tool as like actual money is, because we're always on our apps, no matter TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And if people are going to pay a certain amount of money to get their ad on our phone, depending on what we see or whatever, and that is what people are competing for. So that's why like a lot of viewers feel not necessarily angry, but feel the right that they can like say what creators
Whatever they
can and
want.
can't do, because
yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
we're like without us, without the viewers, like they have, not that they don't have anything, but it's like they lose their source of income pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
oh, that was really well worded. That was like,
You
Hey,
guys are going, oh,
Well
the effect
spoken,
of the
yeah.
YouTube algorithm on adolescents with ADHD, Zara.
oh,
I'm-
right, your research. Yes.
That's
oh, I was gonna say you guys just watch this in your free time. I was like, that's cool. That's really cool.
for AP research, which is a class that I would not like to talk about.
I didn't know you were in it, Eli. Yeah, Zara talks about it a lot. Like, not in a bad way, but it just sounds like a really brutal class. But you know
It's
what?
hard,
It's good
but
that
it's
you guys
like
are continuing to challenge yourself.
That's, yeah.
I will.
Very
Yes,
challenging.
I
Not
am challenging
college,
myself.
you're just gonna be like, this is so slight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm also challenging Miss Hanson. I'm
I was gonna say I'm probably giving her more of a hard time than I'm giving myself. But it's like Miss Hanson and I have talked, and it's like I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm behind in that class. But like she
Well,
wanted to
that's
make
good that you're
sure.
admitting it. Admitting it's the first step.
Yeah. But also the great thing was that she was like okay with that, and we talked about it, and she was like, she was never like, you need to get this stuff in. She was like, I want to make sure you know what you're doing, and that if you are behind, like you have what you need to catch up. And I was like,
That's the thing,
That's
is like
really
if a
nice.
teacher trusts you, then it's like you can kind of do whatever you want, and they like know you're good for your work, and then that's kind of it.
Literally, or like when you build relationships like that with your teacher, not even saying that you have to be like super close with them or anything. Again, I feel like this is gonna get a little bit deep, but I feel like it makes you like more motivated in a sense if you're like, if you have that trust with the teacher, or if you feel like, if you actually know that they understand like what you're kind of going through, and then they're just like, I'm gonna give you the time to do something, then it makes me want to like do better. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to disappoint you now that you just gave me all your trust. Like,
Yeah, the biggest thing. That's why I feel so bad like turning things late, especially with like research, because I just like feel so like I'm like, oh, I don't want to disappoint you. But those teachers understand that deadlines aren't like everything. And as long as you get it done at the end of the day.
And I feel like the thing to remember, it's also like, because, well, my mom, for example, she's a middle school art teacher, and I know middle school art, it's not the same as like AP research, but you know.
I would say it's 50
Similarity.
times better than AP research.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh my gosh, excuse me. Sorry to interrupt my own story, but do you guys like Panera? Quick interruption. This is
So
not
much.
sponsored, by the
Short
way.
answer, yes. Long answer, on and off.
I feel like sometimes they're hit or miss, but if you have ever had the privilege to get a Panera souffle in the morning, they go away at like 10 or 11 because they sell out so good. I used to get these things. Okay, it looks, I'm going to show it, even though I've
Describe
taken
it for our viewers that listen on Spotify.
Okay, so it's essentially a croissant with egg in the middle and a little bit of cheese. And I know not everybody likes stuff like that, but I really do recommend, especially to any athletes out there, it's perfect for pre or post, I was going to say tryouts, but tryouts aren't really a thing right now. I guess practices, because I used to practice in DC for lacrosse, and there was a Panera like right next to the field. And so this is before I could drive, unfortunately. So my dad and I would always go to Panera. And we'd get the souffle, and we'd reminisce about practice. Be like, what I did well, what I did wrong. It's so stupid.
That's such a thing, like dads in practices. They love to.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you're like, or any of you guys are hip, but like after a tournament, away weekend, car rides back, if you didn't have vicious.
Not athletic for that one.
Vicious. No.
My biggest was like, if I ever had to wake up at like 6 or 7 for a soccer game at like an hour away. I forget, one of the fast food places has these like the like French toast sticks or whatever, you know,
Yes,
like
I used to eat those for breakfast all the time before
those those hit different at 6:30 in the morning pre-soccer. Like
Toaster sticks. Chef's kiss for that one. Seriously. Yeah, no, that's like for anyone who had me in a class last year, I would always walk in late to yearbook eating my toaster sticks, like literally eating them in my hands. Oh my God. That's the one thing I don't miss is feeling bad that I was late all the time. So bad. So bad. I had senioritis like last year.
oh, Paige, you've no idea.
This is like yesterday, or did we explain it yesterday, Eli? Was that Friday?
Yes.
Yeah. We were thinking of a few like talking points, and I was like, oh, like senioritis, because I thought about you and I thought about Eli, because I know that's like just such a thing. So I don't know what you, I feel like you're pretty driven.
I'm
She's like, yes. Yeah.
no, I'm anxiety driven, but I don't want to do anything. Does that make sense?
See,
Well-
I'm like a mix. So I have that anxiety where I'm like, I need to do this. But then I also have my like, I don't know what it is. Because I wouldn't say it's like self-confidence because I have anxiety. But it's like this inner voice that's like, trust the process. It'll all get done in time. And I just kind of listen to that.
That's good
And-
though.
But like a day before, whatever the big thing is, like panic sets in. I do it all. But it always gets done.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I keep procrastinating, because it gets done.
Yeah. One time I read this quote and it was like, oh, this is so stupid, but it was like, if you can do it in less than 2 minutes, like do it today, not tomorrow. And I was like, okay. So I've been
That's a
doing
great
that.
quote.
Yeah. Okay. That's like not what the quote was worded a lot
Do
better.
your homework. Or are you just trying to flex on all of
You're
us?
like a walking
No,
self-help
you're like
book.
doing like laundry or like making your bed in the morning, like stuff like
Oh,
that.
I've been trying to do that too because I read somewhere that it like helps make your day better.
Oh yeah, I was trying to make my bed this morning, and Catherine Jackson, shout out to a friend of the show,
Yay.
refused to get out of the bed, but I finally got it out. I keep looking over.
All right. Would you guys like to see something that explains procrastination very well?
Yes.
Okay. So let me see. How did I do this? Okay. So I watched this TED Talk and it was like, I'm not a big like,
They're fun.
See, that's why I was like giving a disclaimer, because I was like, I'm not one to like watch
That was super
lectures.
weird, Eli. I'm
Sure,
kidding.
fine. Yeah. But it's called Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator. So I was like, all right, this guy might be someone I need to learn from.
Might be onto something.
Exactly. So he kind of explained the inner workings of the brain of a procrastinator. So inside the brain of like a regular person, and I don't like saying regular person, but, inside the brain of a non-procrastinator, you have the rational decision maker, as we can all see, correct?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the rational decision maker. I do things that make sense. I think long term, I am not a child, right?
Yeah.
But then in the procrastinator's brain, you have the rational decision maker accompanied by the instant gratification monkey. Now, when the rational decision maker needs to get something done, where is it? The instant gratification monkey takes control of the wheel. Let's watch a bunch of YouTube videos on creatures of the deep sea and then go on a YouTube spiral that takes us through whoever that is, blah, blah, blah. See, he takes the wheel. And that goes on for quite a while until the panic monster arrives, and he actually scares away the monkey.
Yeah.
So once the panic monster scares away the monkey, then the rational decision maker can come back and do what he needs to do. And that tends to happen on the last 24 to 48 hours before a task.
Eli, I feel like you could literally present this. Like,
Yeah.
that was good. That was good. And I feel like that
Thank
was
you.
extremely accurate. And I feel like I just figured out all my procrastination problems.
Yeah,
You can thank
it's really hard.
Mhm.
Cam
Have you guys
Urban for that.
always- Not sorry if this is like a personal question, but I'm actually just very curious. Have you guys always struggled with procrastination, or did it kind of pop up, I guess, in like what is it called, high school? We're in high school. I was about to say middle school.
When I started like burning out, that's when I started
Ooh.
procrastinating.
It's more of like I procrastinate things like I pick and choose what I want to
It's
procrastinate.
like
But
intentional, right? Yeah,
like I will do it like
Yeah,
ASAP. but
exactly.
things-
I would say I'm driven by motivation or like passion, I guess. So it's like if I don't care about something, and like please no offense to any of my classes, but like if I'm not particularly passionate about something, it is going to be much harder to get done on time.
Yes, I agree. I agree for sure. I
Yeah.
feel like it was interesting what you guys were saying earlier about like procrastinating and how like didn't you say whatever you guys said about like being anxiety driven? I'm like the complete opposite. For some reason, sitting down and like doing my work, it brings me anxiety. Like I can't. Like I don't know why, because I just haven't done it in so long. And I'm again sorry if not trying to be offensive to teachers, not saying I'm not doing my homework, but like it's hard for me to like sit myself down, and I don't know, not even just this year, like that started happening like sophomore year, and then I was like, oh well, because I think I really tried so hard freshman year because I was really like, concerned about the grade situation, and I think that's good, but I think it's also important to prioritize other things too. Not saying that homework shouldn't be a priority, but
Oh, I think homework should not be a priority.
yeah, because I feel like, I mean, this is what I was always a really strong believer of this when I was a kid, and I would like to see where you guys stand on this too. But I always thought like if we're giving like our whole days to school, like our whole entire day, even some more if you do practices or if you're doing like a club or an intramural or something like that. I always was like, why is homework a thing? Like, why can I at least have my nights a little bit of freedom? But then if you think about it at the same time, it's like, I guess the teachers don't really have enough time like for you to just be able to like, I don't know. It didn't make sense. Like
I
it
know what you're
didn't make sense, but
Some
So
homework is like just busy work and it's like totally.
that stuff is annoying.
But then there's some homeworks that are really, I think, important, and practicing on your own can really help you learn things.
Mhm. Because it's always like it's so satisfying when you actually like know how to do a, like if for math, for example, that has always been one of my really not good subjects. I'm just gonna be honest. Math, I'm not a math girl. That probably comes as no surprise, but I literally like getting a problem right would make me that much more excited because I like never got questions right. So like when I would be like, I want to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So that type of homework is fun. Maybe not fun. It's
enjoyable.
Rewarding.
Yes.
So
Exciting to
the
watch.
thing is, like for me, and I don't know if I've said this to anybody like teacher wise, but like we go to school for 7 hours, and then you give us 3 to 4 more hours of school not in school. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like can we do our 7 hours? We spend 35 hours a week in school. Can they not teach
I
us
was
what they
trying
need
to
to
say,
teach?
but you're saying it a lot better. And I agree with everything that you're saying.
But at
Mhm.
the same time, projects like, essays or whatever, like those should stay like mandatory tasks that you do outside of class because those are important to a certain extent. And then also, homework should be a thing that is not mandatory. For people who want the practice, I think it's a great thing. But for the
Mhm.
people who leave school and say, all right, I got what I needed to do, and now I'm mentally burnt and need to relax and recharge for the next day, like what should they be expected to do all that work for 7 classes that they have to go to the next day?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think like having. Oh, Salma, were you?
No, go ahead.
No. I really want to
Like
hear.
your voice. No, it's fine.
No, you speak. I'm not gonna talk.
No, I was gonna say it's funny because I'm like the complete opposite of Paige. Like when I was growing up, my entire life was like school, whatever like sports I was doing, but it was like so like school oriented because of my parents, because they're like foreign and that's what they're used to, right? So growing up, like I was like good at stuff. And then suddenly when math got hard, math has always been my strong suit. When math got hard and I started not doing well, that like depressed me like so hard because I was so used to that being like what like I kind of based my worth on. And then over time, like, but that hurt needs to come. Like you have to feel the like pain because then you start like putting your like confidence into other things and then focusing on things that actually matter to you.
Yes, that was really deep, Salma.
Yeah, that was.
That was actually really true.
Yeah, I
And I
like
remember, Salma, we had math together in like 6th grade. It was just like me, you, and Lauren. Oh, that was,
Yeah. Oh my god, squad.
who was our teacher? She
Man.
was so nice. I loved her.
Osman? Something like that.
Yes.
That's crazy.
He always had like the really cool shoes. You remember that? Oh my god, stop. That was so fun. Sarah, what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? I had a lot of things. Well, I was gonna say way back about that procrastinating thing. Is a recommendation to Eli or any viewers listening. There's this book and it's I don't know how to, so the F word is in the title, so I'm not gonna say it, but it's
Do
every
it.
Lord.
Do
Don't
it.
do it. Don't do it.
a book about hope, and the author, okay, his name is Mark Manson. I love him. He's like an amazing like self-help author. So like he writes the best books.
Yeah,
And
what else has he written? Because that sounds familiar.
so he wrote the book about hope, and then The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep.
Yeah,
They're
I know that book.
They're like coffee table books, but also I don't know, they have some really important ideas that I think would be good for anyone to read. But I think Eli, you would really like it because it talks about the whole thinking brain versus feeling brain and the whole idea of like doing things for gratification. So I want to recommend that to you. And then I was just gonna say, I really agree with Selma about it's really humbling when like a subject that that's always come easy to you, you like don't just like get it like that. And it's so deeply disappointing that it can like, I don't know. I remember in Lang one time I got like a bad in-class essay grade and I think I was upset for like 5 days and I was like, maybe I just like my intended major for college is English. And I was like, no, like I'm not, like I'm done. Like I was like, I can't do
Can't
that
be doing this anymore, you guys.
Like I always,
that.
whenever I would do something like that, well, also like for me, I was just naturally like I didn't try at all in school until 10th grade, and when I had to try an honors algebra 2, because that class like, if school for me was like speeding down a highway, like just free riding, honors algebra 2 was just like cement.
I had
Like
to-
killed everything.
I had to leave and go to regular.
Yeah, so I wished I had done that, but that class basically was okay. So I also have ADHD, so I was just like, I didn't study. I just kind of posted, and then honors algebra 2, and I was like, okay, wait, what is this? I'm not getting it. And then I got a tutor for the first time, and I was getting it with the tutor. And I don't know what happened, but it just like on quizzes and stuff, I just could not get it. And so
Did you ever hear the term testing anxiety? Have you guys ever heard of that?
yes,
Yeah. So like,
I live by that.
like
yeah,
I think I
didn't
have.
realize
My
I'm not making like, I don't know if that's like an actual like diagnosed problem. I think it's more of just like a term, like a general term.
It's not like a medical diagnosis, but
Yes,
it's like
definitely
it's
not.
definitely a thing.
It's
Like,
definitely a thing. Has that happened to you guys before? Because I used to like exactly what you were kind of just saying. It's not that I like wasn't trying. I just always like I knew, especially with math, that I needed to like kind of do it like more my pace. So I was never really like other classes. I decided to do like honors and like AP and stuff. But math, I was like, there's no reason to put me out of my comfort zone if I literally can't even like do basic math. But I was trying to think. Oh, that's why I brought up testing anxiety. My bad, guys. Yeah, and so I don't know what happened. I think it just like sophomore year, I like was okay at math like freshman year. Like I did pretty well and I was impressed with myself. And then I don't know what started happening. Like I would get everything in class and I'd start doing the homeworks like correctly and stuff. And so, I would always feel confident. And then I would get to like a literal like maybe 4-point quiz, like so small, so small. And I would just find myself getting so stressed, so freaked out, like literally forgetting everything, like everything. And that's what kept happening on the ACT and stuff too. And so like I took one ACT and I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like I cannot submit this anywhere. It's awful. But like, cause that's happened to you guys too.
Yeah, I was gonna say my ACT when I took my first one. This is what always happens with multiple like long Scantron tests for me. I go into the classroom. Of course, I'm sitting in between Betty Berhane, Bardia Afzali. I am not bound for success. I'm not going to do well at this.
Are you
point.
talking about Lang?
My ACT? No, my ACT.
Oh, your ACT. I was gonna say, weren't Betty and Bardia in our Lang class too?
I also sat next to them during every in class for Lang. So we're in the ACT together, the three of us, and I'm like looking around, and like the time starts. Danielle Berman was also there, and that girl can take tests like nobody's business. Like she puts her head down, she gets to it. So she starts doing that. I look over at her, and I just feel like panic. Like I'm hot, cold sweats, and I'm like looking at all the bubbles and questions, and I was like, I may have an hour right now, but I have no time. Like I can't do anything. I should just quit while I'm ahead. And that always happens to me with tests where I just get so overwhelmed, and I'm like, I just shouldn't even start. And then I just start like 10 minutes late, and then I like am fine. But
so I had like similar. I took the SAT, but it wasn't that I was like anxious about it. It was more just like I hated it. Just like sitting through.
It's painful. It literally brings you physical pain. Like I'm not even dramatic.
I have trouble sitting still for an hour of Zoom, like let alone a 5-hour test. So I went to take a practice one with my tutor, and the night before I was like, it was the last practice one before my real one. And I was like, I wasn't nervous, but I was just like ready to wake up the next morning and do it. And I ended up not sleeping at all that night. And I was like, I woke, or in the next, like, I forget, like one of my parents came to like make sure I was up, and I was like, listen, I did not sleep. I don't think I should go in to take the test. And they were like, no, push through. You got to see what you like. I know you don't want to. We don't like, we think you should sleep too, but like we all need this. You need this and you'll be happy you did it. And I was like, fine. And so I went exhausted and got the best score I've ever gotten on an SAT. And I was just blown away. Like it was a practice, but I was just like, all right, if I can do this well with no sleep, I should not have to stress about the SAT. So when I took the real one, I didn't do as well, but I did fine.
Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
For me, it was like I was practicing for a while and I was doing not well, like at all. And I was so disappointed. Everyone was so disappointed. And they were like, come on, try. And then I'd try harder. And it was just a cycle, right? I just wasn't doing well. And I had so much anxiety. And then I went, shout out to Mikey Fellman, because he told me the best piece of advice I've ever gotten. So I walk in and he's right there. And I'm like freaking out. I'm about to cry. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm scared I'm going to feel like I haven't been doing well. He goes, you realize this is like a piece of paper, right? Like, look at it. It's just a test that you're going to take. Does the test control you? No, like you control the test. It's literally like yours. Like, I don't know why you're stressed out right now. It's a piece of paper. You're going to bubble some stuff in. Like, come on.
I am going to quote Mikey from now on. That is an awesome piece of advice.
Yes.
So I walk in, right?
Literally rip this test if I wanted to.
So I start laughing when I walk into this classroom. I'm like, this is so funny. Like, why am I
nervous laugher, Salma? That's something about you I've like noticed ever since middle school. You always laugh when you're
nervous. Does the same exact thing, Salma. It's ridiculous.
You can continue. Sorry, that's
so embarrassing.
No, are you kidding? It's so funny. Those type of people are the best type of people. The fact that you can laugh in bad situations is amazing. It's better than crying.
He's talking about how he wants to go to like UPenn, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, do you think you're gonna do well? And I'm like, I don't know, like I'm scared. He was like, you're not gonna do better than me. And I was like,
I mean,
And then I did better than him.
Yeah, you were like, screw you, I'm gonna do better than you.
And then I did better than him.
Yeah.
So
Similar story. I did freshman year. I ran track. Like I was just bored, honestly, and it was fun. I tried sprinting and I had a good time. I didn't end up going back because like I don't like I. It's not that I don't like. For me, I want to like be a part of a sport that involves a ball and something fun and not just like running. So we were doing two.
track too that year.
Huh?
Salma did track too. All
You
three of
did?
us on track.
Apparently,
I remember because I was like,
So
like-
we were running the 200 meter, and somebody in my heat, it was just a practice. Somebody in my heat who will remain unnamed just looks like in my eyes and goes, "Oh, good, I'm not gonna get last." And I just look, like, I walk up and I'm like, "Did you like say what you said to me?" But again, and
again,
say it. You won't. Come on.
I was like, "Say it right to my face and say my name or whatever, like something like that." And then he didn't, and then I like. You know, like
Yes.
zoomed past him, and I was just like,
Put the
yeah.
burners on. Wheels. Oh my goodness. Not the wheels.
Oh my god! Wait, we have
I
2 minutes,
know.
guys. We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh my goodness. Well, I was just gonna share a very similar little story
less
with you.
than a minute.
Everyone else. It'll be really quick though. I used to do track in like 4th through like 6th grade, I think, and I really liked it. It was just rec track, but I put a lot of pressure on myself for some reason because I take all my sports very seriously. Like how we were all just talking about like school and stuff. A lot of the same things apply to me. Like I just focused way more on sports than school, which wasn't really a good idea, but you know, I ended up fine. Anyways, so this track thing, there's like, since I just said it was just rec, there's like one meet at the end of the year that's like a qualifying meet and you can like go to states technically. And so somehow I won. I was really surprised. I won in like 3 events. And so I had to go. But all my events, it was like one after the other. So I couldn't run like all of them. So I chose to do like the 400, which is just like a lap around the track. And so because it was like rec, a lot of people normally like wouldn't try. So I was kind of used to just like sprinting at the beginning, jogging, sprinting at the end, and I'd be like, fine. But it was an 8-lane track. I'd never been on an 8-lane. I was in lane 1. So like technically the easiest, but you know, or actually I was either in that last lane or the first.
It looks like you're further behind.
Yeah. And so it's all even, but like it seems worse. And this girl next to me, she's like, oof, good luck winning this race. Like, you're definitely not going to. Like, you're not even on a team. And she was just saying all these things. And I was so offended. I was like, excuse me. And so I was like, you know what? Fine, proving her wrong. I had never ran that fast in my life. Like, I actually collapsed at the finish line, but I beat her. And I got first place. So it was a good story. But sometimes you just gotta have people be mean to you. And then you're like, you know what?
Haters are the motivators.
Exactly.
All right, sorry to cut everybody off. We have less than 1 minute until this meeting ends. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please check back next week for a group episode with me, Zara, Ron, and Ari. Thank you, Salma and Paige.
Thank you for having us. That was so fun.
Okay.
All right, adios.